Hey there, everybody. I hope you are doing well. I'm a Fefe with Touch by Tarot and Beyond. We don't just use tarot. I might whip out a pendulum, might whip out some charms. Sometimes we just do channeling and do my intuition. If you are new to my channel, so glad that you're here. I hope you like what you see, and if so, hit that like and subscribe button. If you're not familiar with me, I am not just a tarot reader, but my style, I'm a former newspaper journalist. So especially when I do a political reading like today, I come at it a little bit with the woo-woo, but also with the facts, right? I like feeling like I have a real handle on what the situation is, and then we go to spirit and get a little clarity around it, all right? So, and also be patient with me. I had somebody once fuss at me. Fefe, we don't need to hear about your credentials every time you do a taping, but I also, please keep in mind, Bear, I'm not doing that to toot my horn or any of that. It's really about understanding that on this platform, any given day, new people may land on the channel, and it's just making helping people understand who I am and where I'm coming from. Enough of that. Let's go in. We got a lot happening today. Taping this on Tuesday, the 25th. Very, very important primary that we have happening in New York, you all. And it's really kind of looking like the first squad member might lose their seat. Jamaal Bowman against George Latimer. We're going to get into that a little bit. Things got really heated in the Bronx this weekend, with the last minute campaign speeches, etc. Going to go into that. It was really interesting, and I'm going to ask Spirit about how to the outcome of today's primary. I've got my own intuitive feeling, but going to double check that. Secondly, so we know that Donald Trump has put a gag order on Marjorie Taylor Greene in reference when he visited the Capitol, right? He told her, play nice with Mike Johnson. So we haven't heard a whole heck of a lot from Marjorie ever since that happened, right? She's kind of had to step it back and pipe down a little bit. But in her absence, or in her quiet mode under this gag order, right? We have this little upstart, Anna Paulina Luna. Have you all heard of her? If not, we're going to talk about her a little bit today. Out of freshman congressman out of, you guessed it, Florida. And she is calling for she's putting forth some arcane resolution in Congress where they can, it's called the inherent contempt policy, where the sergeant of arms can be directed to go and arrest Merrick Garland for having been held in contempt of Congress, right? So we're going to take a look at that. As we know that after the hearings, Department of Justice said, we're not doing anything. You all got the tapes. Her already came and testified before you. You have the not the tapes, but you have the transcripts, and the whole deal is they want the tapes so they can use them, edit them, clip them out, and use them against Joe Biden. And Merrick Garland isn't playing that game, so now she's this Anna Paulina Luna, little firebrand, part of the Freedom Caucus. We'll get into her, but she's going to put on the floor, threatening to put on the floor, a move to actually have the sergeant at arms go and grab Merrick Garland and detain him. We'll see what's going to happen with that. And finally, we know we have this debate coming up on Thursday between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. I'm wondering, going to go to Spirit, I'm wondering if Trump is looking for, Trump's camp is looking for a last minute reason to pull out, because in the wake of an interview that took place on CNN between, what's her name, Casey Hunt, and one of Trump's spokeswomen, Caroline Levitt, got hot, got hostile. Casey pulled the plug on it. And I got a couple of remarks I want to share with you that I found on X from both of them. But what the camp is saying now, the MAGA camp is saying, we knew the fix was in on this whole CNN thing. So really, you shouldn't even bother to do this. This is a complete waste of your time, telling Trump this, advising him. So going to take a look and see. I'm almost feeling like it's too far in, and his ego would really take a hit if Trump did not show up at this debate. But we're going to take a look at it anyway, just to confirm. And I for sure will be on here, do another taping on Friday. Let's go into all of that and see what happens. All right, so let's go. Let's start. Jamaal Bowman, second term congressman from the Bronx. Well, the district that he runs, the 16th district in New York. It's an interesting district because it has a segment of people in the Bronx. This is where Jamaal Bowman, AOC Cortez, and Bernie Sanders, they braved the horrible heat this weekend to show up at a rally for Jamaal Bowman in the Bronx. And it got really, really wild. I want to talk to you all about that. But he's running against an extreme, this has been historic funding that was raised in this race to mount this challenge against Jamaal Bowman by George Latimer. He's a Westchester County executive, 70 years old. Latimer's 48, still on the young side of things, but well respected, more conservative, moderate conservative Democrat, but moderate conservative. He's won the endorsement of Hillary Clinton. She's a Westchesterite. This district is wealthy and not. It runs along the Hudson River, which covers, very, tree-lined, prestigious river towns in Westchester County, as well as a segment of the Bronx, right? So interestingly, sort of diverse district. Jamaal was very deliberate in choosing the Bronx to do his speech, but here's what he did, you all. If you haven't seen it, I posted a clip of AOC. She got all fired up. They had Cardi B playing in the background. She started jumping around on the stage. She had her hair pinned up because it was so hot out there. She ripped that hair down and shook it loose, and she went in. She was that, hadn't seen AOC, the firebrand form of her in quite a while. So she did that. Bernie Sanders got up there and did his thing, but you all, they did what they needed to do to show their support and get the crowd riled up. For me personally, and I think a lot of others, Jamaal Bowman got up there and acted an ass. I'm just going to say it, for entertainment purposes only. There was a wooden stool, which is often the case on a stage like that. He grabs the wooden stool. This is a guy who bench pressed 405 pounds on X, on the platform X last year. All right, big guy, athletic guy. He grabs this stool and he's waving this stool around. He starts cussing up a blue streak. We're going to go against these, F the AIPAC. AIPAC being the Jewish group, campaign group, funding group that has thrown a lot of money in this race to unseat Jamaal Bowman because of his stance on Gaza, because of the comments that he's made in reference to the way Netanyahu has waged war on Gaza and some other things. He is also that congressman, from some of you may have forgotten. Remember the person who rang the alarm on the floor of Congress? He was censured for that. So he's shown himself not in the best light at times. But at this rally, he's cussing, and F these people, F these MFers, like F-bombs, MF-bombs. And who is he directing it at? He's directing it at AIPAC and those who have, those distractors, or detractors, I should say. Not a good move, buddy. Not a good move when the majority of your district is not the folks that you were just in front of in the Bronx. All right. So I was a little disappointed in that, but let's go ahead. Enough of me. Let's go in on that. So today, Spirit, will Jamaal Bowman be unseated by the challenger George Latimer in the New York primary? 16th district. Will George Latimer defeat Jamaal Bowman in today's primary? King of Pentacles. The money always wins, you all. Not always. But I think the money's going to win. I don't know, though. It does say, let me see who that is, because that could be either one of them. I feel like this is Latimer because of the Pentacles. He's coming with the money. Most of the money was spent on him to defeat Bowman. Will George Latimer defeat Jamaal Bowman in today's primary? 5 of Cups, there's that disappointment. 7 of Wands, persevere, endure. The Hanged Man and the 9 of Swords. you all, I don't think it's looking good for Jamaal Bowman. The Hangman feels like he's going to have to go. This is really going to ding his career in general. This was a second term congressman, so he knew better. He should have known better. He should have figured out a different way to play the game, even though all this money was being thrown at Latimer. And the Nine of Swords, and it even says on this particular deck, crucified. You see that at the bottom? Crucified or tortured. Yeah, I don't think it's looking good for Jamaal Bowman, and I think what this is going to do is, aside from the fact, now the seat stays the same. This is a Democratic race, so it's not about losing a spot or losing a Democratic seat in the House, but the whole idea of this progressive ideal, the squad. There's been a lot of excitement generated by the idea that you do have this progressive wing in Congress. We have the Queen of Swords. I wonder if that's going to be AOC, who's going to come out and talk about the results of this race. It could even be Hillary Clinton, who will come back out and say something else, and the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. The money that was, Jamaal Bowman, his behavior did not help him, not just in this particular rally that we were talking about with him hooping and hollering and cussing. He did not negotiate the way that he could have or should have. Once he realized that AIPAC was coming into this and coming with all of their money. And see, here's the thing that, if I didn't mention it before, AIPAC is not particularly liberal. There's the idea that this money that comes from them, this Israeli-backed group, is a lot of Republicans and a lot of conservatives who are able to draw this money and bring that cash on the table, and they backed Latimer with it. But again, Latimer's not ultra liberal. Latimer is a moderate. Latimer is, he's the anti Jamaal Bowman, and it feels bad. This is a guy who has dedicated his life, walked his talk. I found out, I didn't know this about him. He actually founded and was the principal, Jamaal Bowman, founded and was the principal of the Cornerstone Academy for Social Action. It's a public middle school in the Bronx, right? So he truly has walked a lot of his talk as a progressive, as someone, as an activist, as someone who is involved in community concerns. But when you are representing a larger district, there you have it. You gotta think about what, the numbers, count the causes, count your relationships across that whole swath of people, and he did not do that. So not looking good for Bowman. Let's move on, you all. Anna Paulina Luna. Now let's start with this. She's got a little George Santos-ishness about her, all right? She's young, 35 years old, Mexican-American, but according to reports, sometimes claims that, sometimes doesn't. Sometimes it becomes she's Jewish-American or German-American, or she's got this in her line or that in her line, right? So it seems that story seems to change, and that's why, again, that George Santos-esque-ness about her, or ishness about her. Now, she changed her last name to Luna. Prior to that, her last name was Meyerhofer. Sounds a little German, doesn't it? I don't know. I'm not a linguist. You all let me know. But her name was Meyerhofer. Anna Paulina Meyerhofer. She changed her name to Luna. I'm assuming her husband's name is Andrew Gamberski. So no Luna there. Not sure where Luna came in, but from what I understand, she changed her name when she made the turn into politics. She's a former military person. She and her husband, they sued the military because of their mask mandates and their vaccine mandates. So they left the military and sued them. I don't think it turned into anything. But she went, according to reports, people who've done Washington Post did a great story on her. She wasn't a Democrat, but she did back Barack Obama way, way, way back in the day, right? And then somehow, over the years, she just started taking this turn hard right. So now She launched a campaign. She got the endorsement of Donald Trump. And she is a freshman congressperson. She's a part of the Freedom Caucus. She sits on the House Oversight Committee. So she has decided to do what, due to the gag order, Marjorie Taylor Greene cannot participate in. Well, not participate in, but Marjorie's kind of in a holding pattern right now. So Anna Paulina Luna has put forth, or has said, she sent a letter, and she has said she intends to bring it out on the floor and try to get a vote out on whether or not to have the Sergeant at Arms, the House Sergeant at Arms, go grab Merrick Garland, bring him on the congressional floor, hold him basically under, detain him, and then decide whether or not he is under arrest and what that means, and whether they're going to hold him someplace or what's going to happen after that. I don't know. This has really put Mike Johnson in another interesting scenario, but I think, Trump needs Mike Johnson, and that's why he told Marjorie, I need you to chill, because right now Mike is doing whatever I tell him to do. Whether the arrest or potential detaining of Merrick Garland would hurt Donald Trump and thereby Mike Johnson, I'm not so sure about that. Spirit, will this vote to arrest Merrick Garland actually get on the House floor? Three of Wands. It's growing in momentum. She is going to put this forth somehow, some way. She is going to put this forth. But the Tower comes. It ain't going anywhere. And the Page of Swords. So that's it. They're almost, and the Eight of Swords. You know what, you all, between the Page of Swords and the Eight of Swords, I think, the member, even the hard right members of Congress, they've already got this Anna Paulina Luna's card punched, her ticket punched. They understand she's utilizing the fact that, and Lauren Boebert is over here on the side in the fight for her life, trying to just stay in the House, right? So she's busy, she's tied up. I think this woman is trying to, even in one of the stories that I saw, said, she's out here trying to get her 15 minutes in, right? Because Marjorie's been, she's over here with the gag order. So yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere. That Page of Swords, that's her kind of, trying to, with that bat medicine, no less. That's this Luna trying to come out and grab the mic, grab the attention, while everybody else, Boebert's busy, Marjorie's on silent mode, and grab her moment. But I don't think, will Merrick Garland be detained? Spirit, will Merrick Garland be detained? Four of Cups. There's again, it says even there, opportunity and change, but that's just the momentum behind it. She's using this to drum it up, to continue to keep the noise going. Knight of Cups. No. That's going to get shut down. Because ultimately, too, this what is it called? Inherent contempt. That's the procedure that would allow her to do that under that rule. But then what? What do? You have the Sergeant of Arms go grab Merrick Garland and do what? Bring him back over to the Capitol to sit there and put him in timeout? Like, what are you going to do? Department of Justice has already said, we're not doing anything. The man cooperated with you. Her cooperated with you. You have the contents of this. You just want the audio clips or the audio tapes, and we know what you wanted for it. It ain't happening today. So, probably haven't seen the last of Luna. She's going to enjoy the attention. She's going to enjoy everything. I would not be surprised if Trump doesn't see this to his advantage, and why would it be? It's going to be another failure. Certainly, it's going to be another headache for Mike Johnson, and Trump needs Mike Johnson fully focused on what he needs him to do right now. So I think she's going to get the word, listen, do what you got to do to look cute in this moment, but it's not going to go forward. All right, finally, you all want to wrap up with this debate on Thursday. Will the debate go forward? More so than how it's going to go, because I think there's been a lot of a talk about that already by, a lot of psychics, etc. We know that Joe Biden has been at Camp David, under doing a lot of prep work. So he's going to come extremely, extremely ready. Um, we heard the comments Trump made about, he's going to be jacked up, right? Like, he implied that when Biden gave the State of the Union address, he did a slam dunk, and he implied that he was coked up. Trump did. Oh man, entertainment purposes only. Gotta keep saying it. This man is a trip. So now he's implying that once again he's going to get jacked up, meaning injected with whatever, take whatever just to last the 90 minutes and appear sharp. Like, all right, was that a foretelling of what maybe 45 might do? That's the question. But I do want to take a look and see. I told you I would tell you this exchange that happened on X. So on CNN, after this Trump spokeswoman came on, Caroline Levitt, and Casey Hunt, hostility, y'all. It was ugly, right? I was like, somebody producers might have to jump in on this at any moment, because Casey was not having it. She was like, you're not gonna come on my show. And that's essentially what she said on X afterwards. She said, quote unquote, you come on my show, you respect my colleagues, period. Because Levitt, if you didn't hear about this, so Trump spoke, she came on, of course. Hunt wants her to talk about Trump and talk about the pending debate. This woman jumps on there, and of course, no surprise, starts going in on Dana Bash and Jake Tapper, and that they are avowed, Trump haters, and this is going to be, she even says it later, a 3-on-1 fight, meaning Biden, Dana Bash, and old boy Tapper against her guy Trump, right? So she's like, so later Levitt says on X, her little bite back, she says, you cut off my mic talking about Hunt. You cut off my mic for bringing up the debate moderator's history of anti-Trump lies. This proved our point that President Trump will not be treated fairly on Thursday. It's a 3-to-1 fight. So then there was this talk about, okay, so now did that give an excuse? Because many of us have been, sort of hearing that, is he going to show up? Will he not? Will he agree? We even wondered, would he agree to a debate in the first place, especially on a platform like CNN? So I want to see, is this debate spirit on Thursday, the 27th, between Joe Biden and Donald Trump? Will Donald Trump show up for that debate? Will Donald Trump show up for the debate on Thursday? Will this debate go forward as planned? The presidential debate on Thursday on CNN, will it go forward as planned? Queen of Coins. That's that Dana Bash coming up again. She has been coming up. She's come up before when I read on the subject of the debate. And that's her again. I don't know what's going to happen with her, but something. The 8 of Swords is the anxiety. That's Trump's anxiety around it. He does the framework of this 3 against 1. True or not, that's the framework. That's his approach to it. That's his belief about it. 5 of Pentacles, you all. I think he's going to show, but he's already preparing himself for this. It was 3 against 1. He's going to prepare himself that when his performance is dissatisfactory, that when Biden, does his thing and shines during the debate, this 5 of Pentacles is making me feel like that's Trump already rehearsing for, what do I say the following day? How do I explain to my followers? Queen of Swords. That's a mouthpiece on Trump's end Could be Lara Trump, but I don't think she has. I don't think she really has the juice. She hasn't been that influential. You know, she's doing her thing as the co-chair um, of the RNC, but I don't think this feels like somebody else who's going to come out and have something to say about Trump's performance. The Eight of Cups. Yeah. You know, interestingly, and the Ten of Wands, misery and torment, it says here, and shy and timid. You know, Trump was talking about, many of you probably saw him on campaigning over the weekend, and he was talking about, well, what version of me should show up? That in and of itself, like, right? Who even says that about themselves? But what version of me should show up? Should I be nasty? Should I be this? And of course, you know, the crowd was like, yeah, be nasty. I think Trump is planning he wants to throw Joe Biden off. And so all of the hostility and bluster and craziness that he's known for, and he knows that Biden would be anticipating and having prepared for, I think we're going to see something interesting in Trump's behavior on Thursday. Who knows how long the facade could last, right? He'll slip up at some point and his true colors will always show. But I think his approach is going to be King of Coins. I feel like that's Jake Tapper. His approach is going to be different. And it may even be, and there he is. I always pull him as the emperor. You know, the emperor not in its best aspect. He's going to try to come off very calm, very presidential. Trump is going to try and throw Biden and the moderators off by showing a face that they are unfamiliar with. But because that is fake, I don't know how long he'll be able to keep it up. Knight of Swords, he'll start to slip up. Remember, too, this is a 90-minute situation. King of Cups, there's Joe Biden showing up. I always get him as the King of Cups. Spirit, between the two of them, I've got the Emperor and the King of Cups side by side. Between the two of them, show me their energy. Biden is Page of Coins. He is going to come up, Page of Pentacles. He is going to come off grounded, fresh, ready, prepared, solid, focused. And it even says on this card, I want to share that with you. See that at the bottom it says expression and message. He's going to be on message. He's going to be on point. He's ready. Now, Trump. King of Swords, domination and mastery. And remember, he's a Gemini. So thank you, Spirit. I'm definitely looking at him. Energetically, I pull him often, as I told you, as the Emperor, but here he shows up. I think this is Spirit saying, confirming you all. He will, notice the key words on there, domination and mastery. He may start out in one way, but again, it's a 90-minute debate. His true colors he can only be who he is, right? So his true colors, his true self, his temper is going to take over. His mind is going to start to play tricks on him again, and we will see him. He's going to have something where his true colors start to come out during the debate. But the bottom line is, I do see the debate going forward. I was wondering if they were looking for a way to, and I doubled down on him, the Lovers, represented by Gemini, which he is, and this is the two of them facing off in this debate. With the Knight of Wands, shape-shifting and changing, the card says that's what Trump is going to do. He's going to, he's almost going to be looking, he's not going to be nearly as prepared, right? That's just not who he is. He's a definitely off-the-cuff kind of guy. He's going to be adjusting as Joe Biden gives his responses, even more so than how Donald Trump adjusts to Jake Tapper or Dana Bash. And again, there's something going to happen with Dana Bash there. I don't know what it is. It could be a remark about women. It could be that one of Dana Bash's questions will have to do with women and of course the hush money trial, kind of opening up that wound for him, which has not healed. You know, it's still quite fresh. But there's going to be something where I don't know if he's going to go explosive. I don't know if he's going to actually do something extremely embarrassing, Trump. But I do think his whatever demeanor he comes out to try and present, it's going to crumble during the debate. And the debate is going to go forward, you all. All right, that's everything I got. Take really good care of yourselves, and I'll be back on Friday for sure after the debate. Let's talk and see what happens, see what Spirit has to say. Be good. Bye.